My wife brought her lover to family dinner. What I did next traumatized everyone forever. Hello, everyone. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's begin the video. Using a throwaway for obvious reasons, with certain specifics modified to preserve anonymity. My wife brought her boyfriend to a family dinner, and what I did afterward haunts everyone's memory forever. I'm writing this from my home office, bourbon glass in hand, finally ready to tell the story. It's been 3 months since I completely wrecked my life and then pieced it back together from the ashes. Some of you might judge me harshly for what I did, but honestly, I don't give a damn. My name's Jacob, I'm 34, and I work as a senior cybersecurity specialist at one of Thailand's biggest banks, pulling in about $250, $0 a month. Not here to brag, just giving some context for what's about to come. I was married to for 7 years. She's 32 now, used to be an HR director at a manufacturing firm earning around 180K. Note the word used to be, that's important. We met back in university. I was wrapping up my master's in computer science when she was finishing her degree in business administration. She was stunning, ambitious, really driven. I was attracted to her intelligence just as much as her looks. We dated for 3 years, then tied the knot, bought a house in. I thought we had built something solid, something unbreakable. The first warning sign showed up in March. Suddenly became obsessed with Pilates. Now her staying in shape wasn't new, she always took care of herself. But this was different. 3 times a week turned into 5, and she bought all new workout gear from those overpriced boutiques in Siam Paragon. She kept talking about how her core was getting stronger and how flexible she was becoming. Then her phone behavior changed. We'd always been open, shared passcodes, left our phones around. Suddenly, her iPhone locked with a fingerprint. She angled the screen away when texting, make calls in the bathroom. When I asked her about it, she'd brush it off with a laugh. Just work stuff, she'd say. You know how secretive HR matters can be, right? But that lingerie she kept in her drawer, a 15-0 piece of lace hidden among her other clothes that should been my wake-up call. When did she get that? Why hadn't I seen her wear it? But what really set off my alarms was her weekend trip to Phuket for a conference. She never traveled for work before. HR managers usually don't have to, but suddenly she's rushing off to some urgent leadership summit. She packed enough clothes for a runway show, including that sexy lingerie. I'm not stupid. I don't go snooping on her phone or follow her around like a pathetic loser. But I'm a cybersecurity guy. I know how to dig when I need to. The receipt for her hotel stay was in her car, crumpled in the door pocket as if she wanted to toss it. A rooftop bar at the MC, 2 cocktails, dinner, 800 baht. And the date, the night she claimed she was at her department's birthday bash-in. That's when I contacted my old contact, ex-detective, now a private investigator, highly recommended by a colleague who had used him for corporate espionage. We met at a coffee shop by Victory Monument. I gave him his picture and schedule. How far do you want me to go? He asked. I told him, I want everything. Photos, videos, audio, the works. Tell me who, where, when, and how often. He quoted me 50 baht, but I paid 100. I wanted his best. 2 weeks, that's all it took to blow my world apart. Called me one Tuesday afternoon during a security audit I was running. His voice was professional, almost detached. Mr. Jacob, I've got the information you requested. I think we should meet in person. I left work early, told my team I was sick, and met him at that same coffee shop. He handed me a tablet. The first photo hit me like a punch in the stomach, a picture of holding hands with some guy across a table at a rooftop restaurant inn. The second, them kissing in an elevator. The third, them walking into a hotel room at the. His name was CFO of her company, married, 2 kids, wife pregnant with their third. More photos kept coming. Different days, different hotels, his BMW and parking garages, private karaoke rooms in. Metadata proved this affair had been ongoing for at least 4 months. Even said there was video, footage from yesterday of them checking into a short-time hotel near. I watched the entire thing, her, my 7-year wife, with another man, with enthusiasm I hadn't seen from her in months. Heard her moan his name, call him daddy, beg for more. She did things she used to say she hated, and I didn't cry, I didn't rage. I just sat there, memorizing every detail, letting it all soak in. When it was over, I transferred another 50, zero bot to his account. Keep watching, I told him. I need more. His response, more, Mr. Jacob, I think you have enough. I told him I'm not done yet. I want everything, the meetings, the texts, receipts, hotel bills. Could he do it? He nodded slowly. How long until I tell him to stop? That night I went home and looked straight in the eyes while I did it, all the while thinking about that video. She had no idea. She kissed me goodnight, told me she loved me. I nearly chuckled. The next 2 weeks were a test of my self-control. I went about my daily life, work, dinner with my wife, watching TV, sleeping. All the while kept feeding me evidence. I learned her pattern. Tuesdays and Thursdays she went to Pilates, then met him afterward. Probably thought her gym check-ins on social media were her alibi. Saturdays she went shopping with her sister Molly, who hadn't visited Bangkok in 6 months. Using my hacking skills, I dug deeper, accessed her Line account, reading her messages from months back. The pet names between them made me sick, shady promises about a future together, photos they shared. The entire affair was more detailed than I imagined, and then I discovered the Phuket trip. The conference was just a 3-day affair at a resort in Kamala. They'd even taken photos on the beach. She sent him one in a bikini, captioned, "Can't wait until we can do this without hiding." Hiding, like I was just an obstacle blocking their happiness. After 2 weeks of surveillance, her biggest mistake came. She suggested we host a 7-year anniversary dinner. Over breakfast, smiling falsely, she said, "We should celebrate properly, invite both our families, show how happy we are." I nearly choked on my coffee. The nerve of her. That was her plan, control the narrative. Make her look like the perfect wife. Giving her 3 weeks to prepare, I started setting my trap. 2 weeks after her suggestion, I asked the question everyone was too afraid to ask, about the mentor she'd been praising. She called him, so she'd be eager to include him in the dinner. She went pale but nodded. I contacted my lawyer, Bangkok's top divorce attorney, and laid out my evidence. When she saw the package, she whistled low. "This is comprehensive," she said. "With this, you keep the house, the cars, almost everything." But I told her, I want more. I want total destruction. We planned our strategy: Thailand's divorce laws, asset protection, reputation ruin. I crafted the perfect video: 20 minutes of edited footage, hotel scenes, security cam clips, chat screenshots, trip photos, dates, all watermarked from start to finish, telling the story of her betrayal. I made copies, USB drives for her parents, printed photos for elders, all watermarked and timestamped. My brother, an astute guy, noticed I was different. He cornered me during our weekly football game. "Jacob, what's going on? You seem harder lately." I told him everything and he just nodded, worried but silent. 3 days before the dinner, confirmed he'd attend, bringing his pregnant wife. Was panicked, make sure she's comfortable, she said. I smiled, assured her we'd take great care. That night she initiated sex, first time in weeks, probably guilt or just to feel like she was still herself. I obliged, but secretly knew it would be our last. The eve of the dinner, insomnia hit me, but not nerves, just anticipation. Everything was ready. Evidence burned onto USBs, the edited video queued on our smart TV, my lawyer on standby. Slept peacefully beside me, whispering in her dreams. Looking at her, I felt nothing. She'd been my world, but now she was just a stranger. The next day, Saturday, dawned perfect. Woke up buzzing, fussing over the catering, arranging flowers, doing last-minute decorations. I helped, setting up tables in the garden, stringing lights, acting the perfect husband. "You're amazing," she said, kissing me quickly. "Thanks for supporting me." Support? Were her words or her actions? Guests arrived from across the city, family, friends, colleagues, 33 people in total. Fraser and his wife showed up at 5:45 p.m., their BMW pulling into the driveway. Fraser looked nervous, fixing his collar, radiant. With pregnancy, hugged her bump in a modest dress. Greeted them, her acting was Oscar-worthy, polite but distant. Fraser and his wife, she introduced. I shook Fraser's hand dead in the eyes. His palm was sweaty. Pleasure to meet you, I said, praised his mentorship and smiled warmly. Little did she know she was in the target zone. Dinner was served at 6:30, fancy Thai dishes I had requested, her favorites, probably her last meal. I sat at the head of the table to my right. Fraser and got seats with the best view of the TV. My parents sat on my left, her family across from us. Everyone sharing smiles, laughs, stories. Her dad raised his glass, to many more years. Everyone toasted. I raised my glass proud. To truth and honesty, I proclaimed, squeezed my hand. The conversation flowed, work stories, gossip, future plans. I played the perfect host, keeping everyone comfortable. Complimented our home, and I told her about our new security system, cutting edge, recording everything in detail. You can't be too careful, I said. The laugh was tight, she knew something was up. By 8 p.m. the dinner wound down. Time for speeches, the tradition of both our families. I stood, tapped my glass, and drew attention. 7 years ago, I married the woman I believed I'd spend my life with, I said, voice firm. Was everything I wanted, intelligent, beautiful, ambitious. I thought we were building something special. Her eyes filled with tears. If only she knew what I knew. Marriage is built on promises, love, fidelity, trust. Sacred, unbreakable until it's broken. The room was silent. Because I'd learned something about trust, about how appearances can hide betrayal, how honesty can be a lie, how the person you thought you knew can be someone else entirely. Smile faltered, shifted uncomfortably, and then I pressed play on my phone, revealing that night's footage projected on the big screen behind me. The first images, their chat, him telling her what he wanted to do, her responding eagerly, gasps from the family members who read it. Then more photos, holding hands at restaurants, kissing in elevators, walking into hotel rooms. Her voice in the audio, moaning his name, begging him to come inside, calling him daddy. The footage from our bedroom, her in our bed, writing him love messages, every detail exposed. Her parents gasped, her father's face turned purple with rage. Her mother shrieked, looked like she'd been struck, her hand over her mouth. You filmed us. His mother screamed, her father shot to his feet, furious. Fraser rose, stepping toward me, you sick F. I actually laughed. Yeah, in my own house I was the sick one. The videos kept playing, her calling him daddy, begging him for more, the sounds echoing in our yard. Turn it off, her father yelled. I did. Silence. Dead silence. I spoke calmly, there's more. I pulled out envelopes, photos, chats, receipts, handing them to her parents, her relatives. I approached, gently handing her evidence of her husband's double life, photos with other women, hotel bills, chat logs. She was crying, trembling. This is for you, I said softly. Your husband isn't who you thought he was. It wasn't just the affair there were others too. Photos of with different women, records of his going back 2 years. He lunged at me, pushed him back hard. Touch my brother and I'll end you, I warned him, dropped to her knees, clutching her. Belly, tears streaming. Please, we can talk, this isn't what it looks like. I pulled out my phone again. Should I show the messages about your plans to divorce me after your promotion, or the ones where you discuss hiding assets? Her face turned ghostly white. Her father approached, wanted to strike him, but instead spat in his face. How dare you come into my daughter's house, sit at our table? Fraser started backing out, pulling along. She jerked away, don't effing touch me. She slapped him hard, the sound cracking through the garden. My mother, silent until now, stepped forward. She looked down on her knees, disgusted. I treated you like my own, she said quietly. Get out of my son's house. The exodus was rapid, rushed to his car, refused to leave him. My brother offered to give her a ride home. By the time her family slunk away, her father dragging her to the car, she kept glancing back, mascara streaming, mouth trembling like a fish out of water. Only my immediate family remained. The catering staff had disappeared at some point, probably during all the screaming. I poured myself another whiskey and sat in the empty garden, silence surrounding me. How long have you known? My father asked. 6 weeks, I told him. And you waited, he asked, voice betrayed worry. I needed them to understand. Everyone needed her to lose everything, just as she'd planned to make me lose everything. He nodded slowly. What now? Now I take everything else. The aftermath, 1 week later, the consequences hit hard. Tried to come back that night, but her keys no longer worked. I changed the locks when everyone was yelling outside. She called me 47 times, left voicemails ranging from regret to anger to desperation. I ignored every single one. My lawyer filed for divorce Monday morning. The evidence was unbeatable. Adultery in Thailand is a fault-based ground for divorce. With what I had, wouldn't get a single bot. But I wasn't finished. On Tuesday, I sent everything to their company's board, the CEO, HR chief, everyone. A formal letter explaining how their CFO and HR director were running an inappropriate, resource-stealing affair on company time. By Wednesday, both of them were suspended pending investigation. Fraser came to my office, trying to salvage something. Security had to escort him out. On her own, had kicked Fraser out, filed for divorce, moved back to her parents' place, taking everything, house, cars, full custody of the kids and the new one on the way. Thai courts don't look kindly on men cheating on pregnant wives and didn't hold back. She kicked Fraser out of their home after just 2 days, furious over his lies. Last I heard, she was hiding in a cheap apartment inn. And the company's investigation went even deeper, cracking open Fraser's books, revealing he'd been cooking the books for years, leveraging his affairs against female employees, threatening to end careers. Criminal charges followed. Both of them lost their jobs with cause, no severance, recommendations, or benefits. I watched it all unfold, liquidating assets, sealing my future in a new life, free from betrayal. Work, home, sleep, nothing else mattered. The divorce was finalized in 2 months. The last update, I'm now sitting in my office, same chair, same bourbon, but everything else changed. I have everything, house, cars, investments, got what she deserved, nothing. She fought the divorce, claiming I violated her privacy with the recordings, but the judge dismissed it. Filming yourself is legal. She's now working at a little recruitment agency, earning about 40K baht a month, living in a studio above a 7-Eleven. Her family, still bitter, refusing to speak to her because of what she did. Completely ruined his job, reputation, even facing jail for embezzlement. She had their baby girl, Fraser. He'll spend years paying child support on a criminal record. But here's the thing about revenge, it's empty. I thought destroying them would fill that void inside me, but it didn't. It just left me hollow. I'm in therapy now, talking with doctor who my brother recommended. We discuss trust and rebuilding and moving forward. It's slow, but it's working. I've started dating again, nothing serious, just testing the waters. Trust is hard now, especially after seeing how easily someone can betray you. Some of you might say I went too far, that I should just divorced quietly and moved on. Maybe, but dignity doesn't pay the bills when your ex cheats and takes half your assets. Dignity doesn't stop them from laughing behind your back as they lay in your bed. I'm not proud of all I did, but I'm not ashamed either. They made their choices, I made mine. And they're living with theirs, I'm living with mine. The house is quiet now. Sometimes I think about selling it, too many memories, yet I remember I won. This is my house, my life, my future. She took 7 years from me. I took everything from her, fair deal. Since some of you asked, yeah, I'm still in touch with, not exactly friends, but we check in sometimes. She's doing okay, strong woman. Her family stands beside her. The baby is healthy and beautiful. Fraser has seen her exactly once on supervised visits at the courthouse. And no, nothing romantic between us. She's been through enough, and crossing that line isn't worth it. Some boundaries you don't cross, even in revenge. To the person calling me a pathetic beta pretending to be an alpha, my bank account, house deed, and empty ring finger say otherwise. Thanks for the laugh, though. This will be my last update. I've told my story and I've let the court weigh in. It's time to move forward. To everyone who's been betrayed and survived, stay strong. And to those thinking of cheating, your partner isn't as stupid as you think. The truth always surfaces, and sometimes when it does, you lose. Everything, choose wisely. Thanks for listening.